This thing will not go. Anyways, welcome to the quarantine stream. Just going to do another XPlane mobile stream. Just doing a quick American flight or something like that. Going to go from San Juan to everybody's favorite, TNCM, St. Martin, Princess Juliana. Got it set up here. Just got to put this in TNCM. Oops. And I'm just going to add that to the route. I'm going to pack the flight. So we could do it offline. It's better to do that. It gets all your textures, scenery, everything in place. I'm just going to pop over to the YouTube quickly and make sure that that's streaming and share out the link. Packing. So let's see where the old virtualBlue YouTube is. Ooh, autopilot failure. Boss Aviation. Let's stand. We should be live here on the channel. Our channel. Bingo. I know I did a flight like this before. Gonna go ahead and do it again. I cannot get back into Omelette for some reason. This thing always does this. For whatever reason, it will not come back off of this. Right? I don't know if it's better to. Can't get rid of it. Anyways, it's gonna be a quick flight. I have a SimBrief route all set up. I have the zero fuel weight of the aircraft. I'm going to start there. So it's calling for, excuse me, calling for a zero fuel weight of 126.9, fuel of 13.6. We got that. Not gonna. Well, you know what? Let's make the center of gravity aft. Let's move it aft a foot and a half. See what that does to the trim. Taking off 140,000 pounds and landing 136,000 pounds. Unfortunately, I only have the kilograms, so I gotta do a little math, a little 2.205 trick. All right, so I'll save that. I got the weather just basic. Clouds at 10,000, a little wispy, top cloud type. We won't do a thickness or storminess. I could crank it that out of Amsterdam yesterday. It's a route, pack flight. Sorry about that. So let's talk about what's missing here in XPlane. You can connect Navigraph, but only once apparently, because the XPlane FMC always thinks that it's the 21st of March 2020 for some reason. I don't know why. I've deleted the app. I've reinstalled the app. I don't know how to fix it. I've been emailing with their support to try and get a resolution to the issue, but it's not been forthcoming just yet. So let's all go ahead and pop in. I believe I have the time set for sunrise, so this should be a nice sunrise flight in the Caribbean. And the autopilot logic, there's no takeoff logic, and the climb and VNAV logic is interesting. It's not how it actually should be. Why aren't we cold and dark? It's got the ground power on. Okay, that's weird. Now we're cold and dark. So first things first, come up to the top here. I'm sitting outside, my screen's on full bright, so too far up. The camera is a little finicky at times. First thing we want to do is get the battery. Battery's on. Standby power to auto. And we can go ahead and get the ground power going. All right. Master caution for flight controls, electrical, and fuel. Now, I am probably not doing this by the book, but hey, it's XPlane. I might actually have the route in here. Is it already here? Yeah. So it saved my route. So I'm going to quit this real quick. I am going to close down XPlane and I'm going to restart it and see what happens. That was interesting. XPlane, here we go. And you can do multiplayer. I'd like to try to get transport hub in here. So we're good there, good there. Save. And one more time. All right. Let's see how this starts. I had already set this up before I thought about doing a stream. I have to give one of our guys a check ride today in the E190. One of our newest pilots. All right, so obviously you calibrate. So weaknesses. Controls are a little, the controls are okay, but just do not disturb. So the controls are okay, but they're a little strange, right? Get the yoke out of the way here. And one thing I've asked for, I sent a big email, is see the rudder down here? It's good for steering on the runway, actually, when it's connected on your takeoff roll, and it's okay for taxiing, but it really needs to be disconnected. So back to where we were. Let's go up and get the batteries squared away. DC amps. Am I too high up? There we go. Okay, battery left and right will come on. I'm going to get our logo, steady position, and that's it for now on the lights. Coming down the next side here. Bus transfer, if I press, that should be an auto. And I'll do this. Stand by for the APU here once we get everything programmed. I'm going to keep the hydraulic pumps off. We're going to need our probe heat left and right. And then leads, that's good. So 17,000 is going to be our cruising altitude. Good enough, close enough. Right then. Okay. So now we got a caution on fuel and electric. So let's go ahead and now you see the nav data is out of date here. It's GR. Okay, we're back on. So I don't know if that shut off because of I'm not sure if that shut off because of this. Oh, so we're back. We are back. Hopefully. So I'm trying to do this here. Okay, connect to Navigraph. And if I sign in, yes, allow, check for latest data. And it says I have the latest data. And that's because if we go in here to status, it still thinks it's the 21st of March. And obviously the database is the 26th of March. So at any rate, we've got an empty route in here, right? So we're going to copy that, fire up the route. And we'll call it 9101. Execute. Now, I can delete these off the legs. No, I can't delete that one. Okay, delete TNCM. Execute. We'll select runway 8 for departure. Coming off on the HAMR 2 sluggo transition. Execute. And then we go right onto the arrival. The Aluba 1 sluggo transition. And fly the RNAV to 10 with the sluggo transition. And we'll execute. We'll just check our legs. So we're going to go NIAL and nail, direct to sluggo, execute. Go ahead and step through our plan now. We have a vector, which is a weird thing on XPlane. So as we come off the runway, if I zoom this on in, I'm going to step through here. So it's going to give us a vector on a heading of 0, 7, 8. I got to check the chart again. There's the vector, and then Hamar's over there. See, the line for the vector goes to infinity in XPlane until you join. So we'll catch a direct to Hamar shortly thereafter. Step, Sluggo, and Navaki, and we'll join the arrival. And then there's the missed approach with the hold back at Maypalm, I believe. Or on bed, holds it on bed. Okay, so there's that. Set up the VNAV. Climb, we're going to want 290/0.78, so I'm going to put 90. For some reason that will not, watch this, and then got to check my chart here. For the Hamar 2. Okie. Alright, so let's see. Runway 8, climb heading 078 to 520, continue climb. Alright. Yeah, runway 8's the longer runway. Right. So Hammer, nail. Across the Sluggo, it's 93.8 miles over some scenic stuff. And then the Yaluba 1. We'll go through Sluggo. Come down and join to Yaluba. And then we'll join the Iraq into Princess Juliana for the RNAV runway 10 from Sluggo. Alright, so 078. 78. I've got my V speeds here for the takeoff weight of 140,000. And so we've got flat 5, 36, 38, 43. So I'm going to put in 43. I'm going to put in 58 here because we want to climb to 158. Now this is a weird thing. This is again a drawback of this. It's kind of no different than what we would do in infinite flight. You know, rotate V2 plus 15, but you got to guess on the thrust, and the thrust is a little bit different. So like, there's the takeoff config, but that's all you got for thrust. We have a longer throw in longer throttle throw in excuse me, in infinite flight. Okay, so let's do fasten seatbelts. And I got the right lights on for now. Yes. So let's go. Flight director's on. All throttles armed. So I'll break RTO. So there's nothing in here for for takeoff. There should be a takeoff ref. It's a decent FMC, I believe. It's what they call the default FMC, but I literally cannot. I can't get anything off of it. So I'm going to go ahead and arm LNAV, and then it'll take us where we need to go. Auto brakes, RTO. See, I should be able to do, if I come over here, there's a speed reference system here that's not active. V1, VR, rotate, VREF. So there's that. What else do we have going on in here? The radios all work, trim works. Guess we can go ahead and fire up the APU. There's no pushback either, so they need a pushback. Let's fire up the APU. We'll get off ground power. Watch that EGT rise. Right here. Did I start? Yep, there she goes. The graphics are amazing, obviously. Cars on a parking lot. I doubt that there's that many skyscrapers in San Juan, but there could be. The The lighting is amazing. Like, look at that light. Look at how good that is. You know, I think basically, and I've said this to some of the guys, the best thing for us, and this is the only wing view. These are the only views you can have, right? This is a locked tails plane view, HUD view, and here's your plane view. But it always starts, you know, like this, and then you got to zoom out. There's some of the clouds. All in all, a beautiful morning here in the Caribbean. All right, now what did I forget? Let's go ground power off, APU, the lights out here on the bus transfer, so ground power can come off. What am I missing? Amper, just kind of go top to bottom on consoles for your points. Okay, center console is good. Exit lights are armed. Okay, let's go APU bleed. Okay, we have duct pressure.
9529 up 2 and hold short of runway 1 for me.
So we have duct pressure. Let's go ahead with the anti-collision light.
112.9 will do.
MCP is set. Fuel still giving me a light on the caution. So we're going to go engine 1, 2 in sequence.
Okay.
So that beacon light should be on now. Yep, beacons are on. Unfortunately, we got to do a power back from the gate, which is not really the way to do it, but there is a way to drag. So, leads on, isolation set. So we're going to go starter 1 to ground. We're going to look for 25% and 2 on the bottom display here. 3, 4, 5. Fuel's going to come in. EGT's rising. Got fuel flow. Starter's cut out. Should see the oil pressure start to rise here in a minute. There's the oil pressure. The EGT will peak and then come on back down. Okay, stable start. All right, start 2 for 25% and 1 and 2 rather. 3, 4, 5. Fuel comes in. Start valve still open. Got light off. Starter cutout. Fuel flow. Waiting on oil pressure. There's the oil pressure. EGT is dropping. All right, we got a stable start. Come back up to the overhead. Let's go. APU bleed off. Packs on. APU to off. Gens are on. Okay, now we're going to pressurize the hydraulics.
290, thank you very much for the early turn there, sir. Appreciate it. Maintain at below 1,000 until departing Delta airspace. Good day.
Live stream offline. Uh-oh. Let's see what we can't do here. Might be a new link for this. Let's see what we got. It shows us as live. Let's see, YouTube. Live. There we go. Let's see, YouTube. Gotcha.
Good afternoon.
All right. I'm just going to go upstairs. Okay. Be a little quieter up here. All right. What else did I forget? Anything? Shouldn't need anti-ice. We can put the electric hydraulic pumps on, I guess, if we want. I'm not sure if they do that. Have to look at the old, excuse me, the old Boeing manual, which is not really my kind of plane. We got LNAV. We don't need level change. And RTO. Excuse me, gentlemen. Sorry. So it looks like we're ready for pushback here. Well, not pushback, power back. We good? Yeah, we're good. All right, flight directives, auto throttles armed. Everything's set. Just got to get rid of that vector. Just going to recalibrate real quick. One other thing that's a kind of a weakness of XPlane here is that if I go to modify flight, even if I change the weather, it's going to put me back to the fuel that I've got. So say I've been flying for an hour and I got, I don't know, say 6.5 left. If I go in and modify the flight, even if I don't touch the fuel or the aircraft, it's still going to reset that fuel to where I was at the beginning. All right, so let's power back now. Okay, come out here. And let's get the reverses going. Take the brakes off. We're fairly light today. So if I let go of these reverses, it's going to absolutely come to a screeching halt and start climbing forward. Trying to use as little as I can. See the smoke coming from the tire there? See the smoke coming from the tires? Because this, I mean, it models friction. It's pretty cool. All right, so let's go get set here. We need flaps to 5. 1, 2, 5. And apparently 5 degrees of flaps corresponds to actually 17. Well, Boeing, they're weird. They're weird like that. The trim's fairly standard. I do like to have a little extra pull, especially at a lightweight. And it does move. Okay, let's review the speeds. 36, 38, rotates 38. Flap 5, runway 8. Just grab a taxi chart here. Origin. Open charts. Just doing this on my phone. I need taxi, airport. So we came off the apron 1. So we want to get onto the taxiway here. And we will go down to, we'll get onto Sierra. And we will go to the end of Sierra for runway 8. Okay. Excuse me. And the one other thing I would say is if they would get rid of this bar at the top here, which you can see, the little blue bar, and maybe push the view to like that. That would be better because the view is down here. It would be better if it was up a little bit. All right, so let's go brakes off and see we immediately start moving. Now I'm steering with tilt right now. Give it a little power. Does have Kennedy ATC and I believe a little 8. See what I forgot? Turn off taxi, anti-collision, and we'll do the rest when we get to the end of the runway. But don't tell me this is doing that smoke thing again. Alright. I may need to put my window heats on. See, the camera is funky. The center line is right about here. Just about. Like, see this view? This view would be much better because you can still see all your instruments and you're looking ahead. And brakes. The biggest problem is I can press this, but it's not going to give, it's only the parking brake. I'm just going to stop here for a second, and that may be. Put the window heat on, see what happens with that. It could be just lens flare, which is really, really cool in this sim. So I should be just about on the center line. I got to straighten it out a little bit, and then we could pop outside and check in just a second. Like I said, if I could lock the view right there, I'd be happy. Alright, let's see if we're on the center line of the taxiway now. Try to hold that rudder straight. Pretty close. So, you see, if you turn the wheel too much, it will start smoking and the tires will heat up. As far as I know, you get the chance to, like, there's damage in this sim. You know, so it needs momentary braking, that's for sure. This view can be useful for taxiing as well. I didn't do a flight control check. I'll do that down the end of the runway. Should be about 40-minute flight, maybe 35-ish. Very-ish. Alright, so let's take a look at our taxi signs here. Sierra, Sierra 2, Sierra 1, and then we're looking for the end. And I don't for the life of me know what that is. I cannot figure it out. It's a clicking sound. It's very annoying. And it always happens once we start taxi. Sierra 1. Sierra, and you can see the hold line. Sierra for runway 8.
Just Delta 1990 New York Express, good afternoon.
I hate the brakes. It's like the worst thing. Alright, Sierra for runway 8. Go ahead and stop right here. Ah, the nose is on the line. Okay. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder left. Neutral. Rudder right. Neutral. Spoilers checked. Okay, let's light her up. American 9101. Runway 8. Line up and wait. So let's go to... Don't tell me it went offline again. Stream's brightness is super low. I think it's my device. Okay. Hub, tell me if that's better. Is that better? Anytime today, Hub. Sometime today. Yep, a little bit better. I don't want to... Let's go like right there. It's also still dawn here, so in San Juan. Alright, let's go wing, wheel well. Continuous ignition. I know that's supposed to be a thing. And landing lights. Alright, let's line her up. Oh, what did I forget? So there's a 1 position switch, or 2 position switch here. So there we go. So that's the nav lights. Now we're strobing. The aircraft detailing's pretty sweet. I would not recommend flying the A320 in this. It does try to do auto trim, but the cockpit is a mess. MD-80, 737, MD-80, and to an extent the 747 are the most decent planes. The 777, you can't use the FMC. Obviously there's no braking, you know, so look at the scenery. The scenery is pretty good, not as good as Aerofly FS, but Aerofly doesn't have global, so in that regard it's kind of better. All right, trying to hit the brakes here. Oh boy. And you can only control separate throttle. I mean, look at that. That's kind of a render thing right there, a little bit. The lighting's definitely out of this world as far as mobile goes. So let's line her up. We'll put the brakes on for a second and just run through it. Okay, rotating at 38, 41. What is it? 36, 38, 40. Check that number again. 58's 15, so 43. 36, 38, 43. Yep, 36, 38, 43. So rotating at 40, rotating at 36.
Thank you very much for the early turn there.
All right, so 50%. Stable. Brakes. I'm gonna go to like 93 or 94.5. Close enough. Now, this is where that comes in handy. Ask me what that clicking is. I don't know. I can't figure it out. I don't have anything wrong with the plane. 95.2, we're pretty light, like I said. 36, 36. Rotate. Seven and a half. Got a positive rate. Keep it coming at 15. Gear. Roll 7.8. Looking for 1500. Okay, 1500. Bring that pitch back down. I'm gonna go to 93. Okay, now I'm gonna do a level change, but you watch what happens here, right? I'm gonna go VNAV, level change. It's gonna go to full thrust, and then I want to set what I want. And pitch it out. 190, flaps 2. Keep that acceleration coming. Very similar to what we do in infinite flight. 210, flaps 1. So level change on the way up gives you full thrust. Level change on the way down gives you, you know, small thrust. 230, flaps up. I'm just using kind of guideline speeds, really. Still hand flying for the moment. Now watch, this pitch bar is going to come up as soon as I hit 250. Or it should come up. I don't know why it didn't, because we're now at 250. It's weird. Why did it do that? Oh, that's why. Why does it think? Oh, vector. Oops. Alright, so let's do this. Did I put in? Oh, that's why. Oopsie. Yeah, gets away from you. Alright, so VNAV. Because I lost the speed there. Level change. And we'll go legs. We'll go direct. Hey, Ma. Execute. Now the pitch bar is up. Yep.
Bank angle, bank angle.
So I'm a hot mess right now. Now the pitch is going to pitch me way up. I can adjust my thrust. I shouldn't theoretically be able to do that, but I can adjust my thrust. Look at that. Look at that climb rate right there. And that flight director pitch bar is going to keep coming until I stabilize at 250. Take a look out the wing, flyby, coming through the clouds. It's going to pitch me up until I reach 250, and then it'll pitch back down to stabilize. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit Command A. Let it take over. 87.9 is pretty good. We're through 10,000. There's the VNAV climb. Now it's going to pitch down. So this is a problem where you got to kind of take over. Just put vertical speed. Turn off the VNAV. Put vertical speed. See how it jammed the throttle again? Got to kind of watch that. So again, similar to what we do in infinite flight with the allowing it to pitch by itself. Alright, VNAV, LNAV, vertical speed's gone. Okay, let's go. Landing lights, turn offs first. Taxi. Sometimes this gives a master caution. I think it does that when you have the, what's the word there? Take some looks outside at the old Caribbean here. There's Puerto Rico behind us. Give it the old V1 simulations flyby. I wish they had a front, an engine view. But again, they're working on this. Now, something cool here is if I jack the power up, it'll climb faster. If I pull the power back, it'll climb slower. So we've got T9, we've got 3,000 to go, going 2,100. So let's pull that power back a little bit. Now watch the vertical speed. It's going to do whatever it has to do to keep you pitched at that rate. Cruise is 3.0, 290, 10. So we were theoretically speaking supposed to be at top of climb. Shut up, hub. Still learning. So top of climb is supposed to be 1 minute before nail. Nail's in 10 miles. And in progress, 10:48 Zulu. It's 10:47. So we're just about, as far as performance is concerned, it's close to the default. So top of climb we were supposed to have 11.4. Now don't forget we did a power back, so we're 400 under here. Nail we're supposed to have 11.2. So yeah, we're like 6 miles, so we're like 200 pounds underneath. 1,000 to go. So let's pull that power back even more. Get it going more like 800. So there's no thrust ref, so you can't like stabilize, hit N1 for the thrust ref. This is the default, I believe it's the default 737. I might have pulled it back a little too much. You can adjust a little bit right here. Definitely not as precise as infinite flight as far as the throttle is concerned. Alright, turning it nail for sluggo. Now see, this would be nice to have that right wing view right here. Now I could puff up the clouds and everything, no problem. All right. FMC speed, VNAV alt. So it's capturing the altitude, pitching down to accelerate. Now the auto thrust will take over the control of the throttles, you'll see. All right, what else did I forget after takeoff? What is our landing altitude going to be? Let's see. Take a look at the old charts here. 12 feet for landing elevation. Close enough for government work. Up our heading. Look there. So, the things we don't have, excuse me, real world weather. And this isn't supposed to be standard, that's supposed to be 29902. There's a map over here. It's pretty cool. So you got St. Thomas down there. It only shows a certain square at a time. I think that's for performance. And it only shows Victor Airways because, you know, looking at X-Force PC, the videos, you know, Austin Meyer flies, the guy that makes XPlane, you know, he flies, you know, a prop plane. That's pretty cool, huh? So you can test all your indicators, brightness, display unit brightness. It's good for late mornings. All right, so at Sluggo, which is in about 15 minutes, I believe. About 12 minutes or so. 4. 12 and change. And then Avaki's 109 from Sluggo. Top of descent is in 66 miles, and it's shown by that green thing there. So we're going to want descent 290, altitude 10. So you can hit descend now and it'll slow down. It will not, no matter what you do, it will not let you change that descent target speed. I don't know if that's a thing in the actual plane, or, sorry, actual sure, I can talk. In the actual XPlane, set that transponder there. Hopefully, Transport Hub or Chris or one of those guys will get XPlane. We can try to do a group flight. SXM is not in the database. Oh, what is it? PJM? What's that? VOR. Oh yeah, PJM, that's why. And something else we want to tune in. 13, nothing. Now see, I won't be able to change the course because it's whatever course you're going to intercept on. So I want to try 096. It's not going to let me. Okay. I can just copy, go here, set the course there. 26, max 10,000, max 230. Enter hold. So it holds at Avaki. It will hold, I believe. No, not that one. There's a hold page. So it's looking for a hold at on bed. I haven't tried to exit the hold, enter or exit the hold. So, conditional LNAV height for minimum descent altitude is 686 feet radio, or 700 feet barrow. And I cannot change this from radio to barrow. So, I'm going to go 700. Okay, let's take a look at the old legs page here. Top of of descent's in 49 miles. Legs page. So we got Sluggo. It thinks we should be at Sluggo at 2600 or above for some reason. Well, it's not going to let me. Sluggo. Oh, that's the sector altitude for that. So let's try to do this. Let's try to do slash 2600. You know what we'll do a hard 2600. And at some point, unfortunately, the thing, it does something weird, right? 1700. And it disconnects the auto throttle and like reverts it to a weird thing. Okay, so Napalm's the missed approach point. The clockwork in the cockpit, yes, I would have had to start that. So if I press chronometer, it'll go. It'll do a lapse time. Obviously, the textures aren't that great. I'm just going to bring this down so I can see. Top of climb 40 miles. So there's your elapsed time. Right, stop, start, stop. Chronometers, 17 seconds. Alright, elapsed time, start, stop, reset, Zulu time, and that's it, right? Yep. So those 4 buttons work. So I'll hit reset. And obviously, so elapsed time, we'll start the elapsed time at top of descent or something, just for shits and giggles, I guess. Reset. Top of descent, press 33:11:02, 10:56, so about 6 minutes to go, reset. So yes, it does work. But you gotta press that button to get the Zulu time. So we want 31 miles from Sluggo to Avaki. And then Avaki to Lessor is 5-1. So let's go 170 to Lessor. Standard. Right. Sluggo, we are supposed to have 9.9 on the fuel. So we'll do 2.75. Times 2 should be 5.5. 5,500 divided by 60. 91, so 92 pounds times 1057 progress. 1105. Oh yeah, we're going to be under the fuel. Interesting. Oh, maybe not, because we're going to be descending. Well, 9.9, we're supposed to have that basically now. Top of descent is supposed to be 10.1, and we're 20 miles from top of descent now. 22 miles. Alright. You can do meters, and you can also do flight path vector, which I find useful on final. I do want to back this up with the ILS, but it's difficult to do. It will not auto land. I don't think any of them will auto land. The 747 might flare. I can't remember. This is the best. This and the MD-80 are the 2 best aircraft by far. That's a word I'm looking for here. I'll watch that. 18 miles to top of descent. I am looking for numbers. Our landing weights were 200 pounds underneath. 140, so 139. So we'll just base it off 140. 140. divided by 2.205, 63.49, so 63.5. And my numbers for the 737. 63, 135, 6 knots for 5, so basically a knot a piece. So 141 to 135, so 637, 138, so we'll be looking for 143. Basically 143. Let's see, shots list here. Just want to see about, I don't think there is an ILS. Is there an ILS? No, it's a VOR. And there's an LCTR that I'm going to attempt. Okay. Oh, 284, yeah. This thing doesn't even, it has ADFs, but it doesn't have ADF needles. See how it says it's in op here? So even if I put in, oh, look at what else I forgot. TAR8. Oops. Not that it matters, really, I guess. I mean, I suppose it does, but it kind of doesn't. There's no ADFs down here. You can tune an ADF in the NavRad. Then just do 284. That doesn't really do anything. Even if I put the needle on it, nothing. Alright, so coming down on top of descent here, just under 5 miles. So I'm going to set 8,000. Let's say 8,000. Yeah, it won't let me do an entry on the live. So you're gonna watch. It's gonna go down. So there's top of descent, right? So it's slowing down at 290. So we're gonna go a level change, and then the thrust is gonna come back to idle, and you can see it's calculating vertical speeds, kind of like what in-flight assistant does. Okay. So now if I pop up here, active VNAV descent, and I've got a vertical path angle of 3.0 in there. Spoilers will not make it go faster because it's on idle thrust. Theoretically speaking, they should. Like if I dump the spoilers out here, right, it'll do it for a second, and then see how it pulls it back. Now I got to use thrust to get that speed back. So we can turn that over off. It's daylight now. Auto brakes do not work unless you put them into RTO. And I mean RTO, you got to put them to RTO as you land and then push it into reverse. It's a little nutty. But we'll set them anyways. I have had them work on the MD-80 once, so auto brakes will arm, but they don't work. Little spoilers out here. Very smooth animation. So I wish we had something like this in Infinite Flight. This would be amazing to have. Hugely amazing to have. Alright, so 31 miles. Now we got to get to 2,600. We're set there. Legs. Vaki. Yeah, no, I wanted 220. Yeah, well, let me do it. I do direct. Yeah, Oh well, you gotta set up ahead of time. Okay, 12,000 for 2,600. Should be coming into the clouds here soon. And you can see on the FPV, she's right on a 3 degree angle. So we should be slowing up to 240 here. We will have to get some speed brakes out. We may even have to go vertical speed to get this to do what we're looking for it to do. And do some selected speed. Or MCP speed. Okay, 11,000. Coming through the clouds here. It's pretty cool. I think Aerofly's got the better clouds. So at some point this is going to bust right through, and it should go to 240 here in a second. Come on now. Okay, it's coming through. Landing lights. Camera is finicky. Landing lights are on. There's 240. Get those boards out. When you can't zoom out, you can only zoom in. So there she is up ahead on the left. Violations, violations. Although they do give you 20 seconds. Let's see legs here. So I really wanted 210 at a Vaki. And this is going to cut off and cut the auto throttle off at some point. Probably at Liss or Mapon. Not sure yet. Alright. 148's the ref. No, 143 is the ref. Am I nuts? 143 is the ref. We got auto brake 2. Are we gonna make 2,600? It's the other thing it doesn't give you is the. Let's see if we can get this down. $1,420 miles. 10 miles. We need to be at 1,700. Yeah, this isn't working out. Alright, so we're going to go vertical speed for 1,700. And turn off VNAV. I'm going to go down to 210. Get some boards out here. Matter of fact, we're going to go right back to 190. So it doesn't respect, it's giving you a 2,600 or above, so it thinks that you're going to be 2,600 above. So below 230, we can go flaps 1. Hopefully dump some more of that speed off. 10 miles. 11:07 progress. 11:11, so 2 minutes. Yeah, we'll make that. VNAV's going to look for 240 here, so it's going to pitch us right back up. With the idle speed. See, it arms the auto thrust for some reason. We're at 208. Come on now. Yeah, it's not working. So we can arm the approach. There is no glide slope. We need LNAV.
WI 70 ATR.
I just feel like we're not going to make that. Yeah, we're way too high. 210.
290, thank you very much for the early turn.
Oh, 190.
Maintain at 1000 until the party LPS is midday.
VNAV off. 190 on the speed. Let's get this down to 1700.
American 1262, engine center maintain 2000, turn left heading 260.
That's full boards, by the way. 600 is what we were looking for. I'm going to try VNAV again. Let's see what it comes up with here. Climbs us. Let's see. Baki's 1 mile. Let's see if it takes us down to 170. Yeah, so see that? Dump the autopilot. We got the pseudo glide slope here, 200s, flat 5. Spoilers in, that's probably the last we'll need of them. So we'll go ahead and arm the spoilers. MCP speed, LNAV. Okay, we're looking for 1700. So I have not been into Princess Juliana yet. So, 1 dot high on the 1 dot low on the glide slope. We're gonna go Can I arm this approach? I don't think I can arm this. It might. Okay, gear down. Flaps 15. Is it going to catch this glide slope? Or am I going to bust right through this? I'm going to out hold. Let's see what it does here. Okay, let's bring the speed back to ref. It did catch the glide slope. Look at that. Ref's 143. Speed checks for flaps 20. 25. 30, 40. Flaps 40. So the thing here is, when I go to disconnect, I can just touch the trim, but I kind of want the plane to be stable. And this approach altitude is 3,000. There is no go-around mode here, even though there are go-arounds. There is no go-around mode. Is it 3,000 or 4,000? Of course, my navigraph's not working. Sign back in for the charts. So we look a little slow on the ref here. Look a little slow on the ref.
1,000.
Stabilized. 650. 4,000. So let's set that. Yeah, it was right with the 148. Landing. I see 3 whites.
180, contact tower, 23.9, we're flowing to 100 feet.
4 whites.
500.
Still stable.
Discovery 708, information November, currency altimeter 3040.
400. 300. 200.
Boy.
Thank you very much. Please, 9529 Gulf Stream traffic, 2 mile final, runway 1, no.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Why didn't the spoilers go?
070
Spoilers didn't go, though they were supposed to. Neither did the auto brakes.
9529 up 2 and hold short of runway 1 for me.
Alright, welcome to Princess Juliana. I guess we'll go to the end and turn around here. Let's do a quick replay. Is this on an iceberg? So I got extremely high on the approach. Not my best landing in any sense. I don't know why the spoilers didn't go. They normally arm properly. They were armed. Oh. So that's a greased landing, but that's a perfect example of a landing that wasn't enough to get the squat switches to go, right? Look how soft that was, right? Now right there, the spoiler should have gone up. I was way off center line. So anyways, that's XPlane in a nutshell. I'll set up one more approach just because I wasn't happy with that one. So to do that, you can actually go into the map here, right? And if I go, no, TNCM, I can go on final 2.8, but sometimes it puts you at like 220 knots, right? So I'm going to be fighting this now.
1,000.
I'll reset the flight directives. Going to run it visual here.
First zero's going to maintain 16,000.
Down to 16,3040 United.
Come on now. Oh, that's why.
Minimums.
9529 up 2 and hold short of runway 1 for me.
Speed brakes on. Oh boy.
500. Too low. Gear.
Oh, that'd help too, wouldn't it? So that's how it sets you up on final. It's a little bit crazy. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Oh no!
200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
There it is. Bounce that sucker. But as you can see, the spoilers did deploy there. Now if I put the brakes into RTO, they'll go now. So that's the only thing about the auto brakes. So this is how it sets you up for final. Not even with gear down. So you gotta like, oh yeah, bounce. I felt that bounce. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Gonna take one of the virtualBlue guys for a check ride here today. But as you can see, the scenery is pretty cool. There are some flaws. You know, there's some good stuff and some flaws. You know, whereas, for instance, if I went to just for stuff and giggles, if I go into Aerofly, and I'm just gonna set up, I don't know, something slow here. Dash 8. And I'll just set up on final for 2.5 left here, and we'll take a little tour of the strip, so to speak. Yeah, okay, so that's set. So here's the Dash 8. Wait till you see this. So, well, I'm going to do the time situation, but look at that. Look at that. There's the pyramid. There's the strip, right? It's amazing, but it's limited. I mean, I think the best thing for us, noon, 20 hours. The best thing for us would be a merger of everybody, right? So there's, photoreal textures here. There's good systems. I do have the joystick on this one, though. I got to see what's going on. Let's see what's going on in the cockpit here. All right, so one cool thing about this is, check this out, right? It's got a HUD, a working HUD. How cool is that? I'm way off course, I'm off target here. But gears down. It's a working HUD. There we go. Shows you three degree glide angle. I wish they had this for the A380, but now look at that scenery over there. How cool is that? They do have planes at the airport as well, not just cars. There's no trim on this one, though. And the rudder is super sensitive. Okay, pitch holds. Oh, I am all over the place with this stick. Decide, we're landing.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
So if I replay that, I mean, that's pretty cool. You've got a HUD. I was all over the place on the approach, though. I think I have the wind cranked a little bit here. The aircraft textures on this are insane. The lights are pretty good. Not as good as XPlane. Did I bounce that? No. Nope. Flew it right onto the runway after the flare. A little bit much on the flare. But, how cool is that? And the fact that it has, Airbus fly-by-wire laws, it's pretty amazing. Like, if I do this, let's see. Oh, it's going to put me on the ground. Oops. So if I go out to LA, right? I mean, literally the best thing. So if we took Infinite Flights multiplayer, this is my opinion, right? This is my opinion. If we took Airbus's fly-by-wire, if we took the scenery merge the scenery from XPlane and Aerofly, because XPlane's got buildings, but it doesn't have the right buildings. For instance, I'm going to give you an example in LA here. In the Airbus, and I'll do a quick go on. So if you look over my shoulder there, you got downtown LA with the mountains, right? And I don't have an autopilot on. I probably should. Still AP1, AP2, Cat 1, Cat 3 dual. Thrust is inclined. Thoughts full landing memo, no blue. Okay, so I'm just going to take a look outside here, right? There's downtown LA. So in XPlane, it would be Big difference, right? So there's the racetrack and the Coliseum. Obviously, they didn't put that building there. But there are buildings. You know, the textures are amazing. The Grand Canyon in this looks absolutely out of this world. 2 degrees, was that enough on the ref? If I take that one off. Yeah, I guess so. What's the V? 135. Jeez. Oh, yeah, who needs a tray table? You know, if we look into LA Airport, it's got the famous building. It's got plane, like they're there. The the FMC on here, the camera's a little bit better here than on XPlane. Just
500.
you know, just saying. 500 stable, landing memo, no blue. So basically,
400.
land green, auto thrust to speed.
300.
Doesn't have the right enunciations. I mean, they're close, I guess. I could take over. I'll just let it auto land. Oh, won't give me the. All right.
50, 40,
Flare.
30, 20, 10.
So it actually idled the thrust. So I'm going to go around. She's going to come right off the runway. No, that's flap. Go around flap 2. V1 rotate. That was terrible. SRS climb. Go around track. Positive gear. Just going to demonstrate the fly-by-wire very quickly. Alright, I'm going to select the heading. Okay. Pitch down, get that speed going. Press climb. I'm going to get the flaps up. F speed. S speed. Real light. What's the gross weight? 56, so like 112. Yeah, this thing's light as a feather, right? Alright. So it's got green dot set for speed here for some reason. Oh yeah, because green dot. Clean, 194. Alright, so I am going to show you Airbus protections, right? So let's just level right out. I screwed up here. Let's get the autopilot in to stabilize this. So I wasn't intending on doing this, but just since the discussions there about scenery and things like that, let's just fly over. Let's fly back over the airport. Clear right. This has got some awesome wing views as well. Co-pilot view. So as I was saying, the best thing would probably be to merge everything. Like just everybody get together and say, okay, hey, XPlane, you know, your scenery is pretty awesome. We've got a little bit better. Maybe we can merge that. Hey, Infinite Flight, your multiplayer is the best thing I've ever seen. Maybe we can merge that. Hey, here's our systems from Aerofly and what have you. You know, just, I don't know. Mobile flight simming is pretty fun, but each one of the big three, as I would call them, I'm not even going to mention that other one that's just like, my God, I probably could have coded something better myself. It's got a couple of nice features, tons of planes, and make your own livery. Like, yeah, so, man, you know what? Maybe even they have a few things. All right, so I'm going to show really quickly Airbus, and by the way, the clouds. How about those, huh? So, down here in this band, right? the top of this band at 181, that is Alpha Pro. Okay? Alpha, that's VLS. Top of the band's VLS. I have this literally, I was reading about this the other day. So you've got where is this thing? So alpha floor is protection, right? If we're flying level, stick released, right? I don't know what I just did there. What did I do? Oops. So we're flying level with the stick released, okay? And nothing's happened, right? So we set the throttles to idle. It's going to yell at us, right? So we're going to the yellow band, V Alpha Pro, okay? Once we get to V Alpha Pro, which is right about here, the nose is going to start going down, right? The yellow band. We don't have enough thrust to keep maintaining, right? Right? If I pull on the stick, see this? See the nose going down? So that's Alpha Pro, right? If I pull on the stick, it's going to go to Alpha Max, which is the red band, right? And we're going to override the Alpha Pro logic, okay? So now we got it, right? So now I just got A floor. I got auto thrust, right? It's getting me the hell out of here, right? And we are climbing like a rocket ship to get out of the way, and we're going to have a steak on our table here in a second, right? Okay, so now we're in toggle lock. We're out of the pickle, right? And we're just going to go into climb thrust, and we're out of it, right? And we are out of it. There's still mountains in front of us, though. So we're over downtown LA here. You want to see something funny you could do with this? Hey, let's look out the window. It does not affect cabin altitude, though you would think it would. This scenery is something else, I think. So we can go up to 37 degrees of bank, right? And as long as we do that, the plane's going to stay level, right? If I go past that, force it past that, now I got to put back pressure in, right? Now I got to put back pressure in, right? And there's A floor again. Because you don't want to hit that band. Let me select the speed here. Auto thrust speed. So now, let's just say we want 6,000. If we look out the right-hand side window, there's downtown LA, Staples Center, that famous Marriott there. I mean, look at this. This is gorgeous. The Grand Canyon in Vegas is even better. All right. Let's get ourselves down here. Let's get stabilized again. Let's throw the autopilot on. Let's go 260. Try not to pull a Kobe Bryant. We're up high enough. I don't think I can set Van Nuys as an alternate in here, can I? Maybe I could. See if we could do that. Oh. Alright, now what do we do there? Airport. No alternate flight plan. First going to be on the climb. Secondary flight plan. And it? Yeah, it doesn't let you do that here. Let's watch out for those hills. Oh, the Hollywood sign's behind us too. It is. There's the reservoir. Griffith's Observatory. I noticed that the other day when I was coming into LA. It's over here somewhere. I guarantee it. I think it's back. by the tail there, because there's another reservoir. But I remember I was on the downwind and coming in kind of over this way. I was on the downwind and I saw the Hollywood sign. So like stuff like that's cool, like super cool. Beverly Hills, Santa Monica Piers on there somewhere. That must be it down there. Yeah, that's gotta be it, right? Yeah, we're too far now. That's Santa Monica Pier, and I believe that's the end of Santa Monica Boulevard. And then Sunset, we're like basically over Sunset Boulevard. Anyways, the scenery's gorgeous, obviously, right? Alright, so, I hate that stupid thing. Ending elevation over there. Clicking into auto, so that'll go away. Alright, so, let's do some more Airbus stuff, right? So, take the autopilot off. Yes, I know. Alright, so, pitch down. We don't have enough altitude for this, but once you get that far, you ain't going no more. Let's get out of that. Now see how quick that approach comes? Because you're looking at, it's a G-load situation. Alright. So if I get myself nice and level again, let's show the high speed protection. Now watch, the trim's going to trim. Trim's going to trim here. As we go faster, the trim will kick in. Trying to see where. See where VNE is on this thing. There it is. So I'm going to set it. There's VNE is the equal sign. I can't remember exactly how this does this. I should know, but I'm going to set it like 345, right? Looks like 348's VNE right now. Alt star. So if I start pitching down, right? If I do this, watch what happens. Nope. Thou shalt not go past VNE. I can push the stick down. Nope. Thou shalt not. So it's going to pull me up to just before that red band. Flying like a rocket ship here, full power. It should have leveled me out there just before VNE. Alright, what else can we do here? See if this will work. Yeah, that's just going to pull the thrust back. No? Alright, so going up, there's a limit on the pitch. There it is, 30 degrees up. No more. And it's already hit A floor. See how fast the speed's decaying? It's already hitting A floor. That might be an error. I'm not sure. So the bank, right? The bank, it'll hold up to a certain amount and trim for you. 37 degrees of bank, and then you can go to 67, but it will go no more after 67. Like, that's it. No more bank. And you have to hold the back pressure on it at that point when you're in that 67 degree bank. You have to hold the back back pressure on the stick to get it to, and it's difficult, you know, in a mobile sim. I'm sure it's easier in the airplane, but it will go no more. Now, what if we wanted to turn all that protection off, right? All right. Now we got nothing. Now I got nothing there. Manual pitch trim and rudder only. All right. So this is a really, really bad day in an Airbus. Does it even let me do that? I don't know if it's going to let me. Can I do that? Uh-oh. Well, that's a problem. That's a big problem. All right, we got to at least get the elevator computers back. All right, what do we got now? All right, there we go. All right, so we got no flight director. We got no auto thrust, as evidenced by those red X's, right? So theoretically, now we can do a barrel roll in an Airbus. Is she gonna go? Yeah, she's gonna go. I saw this done on TV once. Come on, keep going, baby, keep going. I've always wanted to try this. It's not working out so well. Maybe we still have protections. So you still have some protections, I guess. But it'll let you overspeed, right? Now, if I pop the computers back on now, you hear that? Beep, 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 mode reversion. It's going to pull us out of VNE. And we've got our protections back. It's pretty cool. And by the way, how about these clouds? So, I suppose that's enough for one day. I'll have to retitle the video XPlane and Aerofly. You know, I guess a merger of the three would be the best, but I'm not in charge of things like that. So, you know, mobile flight sim is going to get more exciting. They did just come out with that new iPad that has more graphics power. That you know, I think I'm going to do PC before I do something like that, and probably do XPlane. But I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and hope you learned a few things about the other two major sims that are out there. So have a great day, and I will see you in the infinite.